Hey everybody, this is Connor from CXC Pokemon TCG. Today we're going to be looking at a game that I had at CoolStuffGames in Waterford Lakes. I was playing Mega Sceptile, going up against this funky water deck. Let's see how it plays out. So my opponent got a basic in his first hand, as I did not. So you can see him with his opening hand here, and I'm left drawing again, and he's going to be able to draw that extra mulligan. Draw my 7 cards. And I do have a basic Pokemon, so I slap that down. Draw my 6 prize, set those up. I'm a little bit intimidated here because my opponent does have 3 basic on the bench, which does not quite bode well for his setup. Attach my energy for turn. Sadly, I have to Sycamore away that entire hand, but the optimization was just not there, nothing I could do. And again, not really any cards that I could use. I put down the forest to try to draw out his stadium to win the stadium battle later on, but that is about all I can do because I Sycamored into 4 supporters. He manages to evolve his Eevee with the ability to go into Glaceon, and he hits me with a Blizzard. Sadly, again, I have to resort to putting away an entire hand, but this time I don't have to discard because of Birch. I just figure you gotta risk it for the biscuit. And right here, I didn't have a biscuit. And I get the heads, which I'm very happy about. Draw my 7 cards. Looks like here we have stuff I can work with. That Hoopa, beautiful card for me. With any Mega Evolution deck, Hoopa is a valuable addition. Now I discard the Jirachi here because he's not playing any special energy. Jirachi's useless. It's just Ultra Ball Bait at this point. And I go for that Spinarak because I want to get that Ariados off as soon as possible to get that tick damage, as well as the ability to use Unseen Claw with Sceptile for the 130 damage. Now, if you were wondering why I didn't Hoopa for Shaman earlier, it was because I had it in hand. And I was really trying to go for that Spirit Link there to try to get a Mega Evolution. Did not get it, so I'm going to resort to the Scoop Up. It is heads, so I pick up Shaman again, try to go for it. Well, I take that bat. There was a Spirit Link in hand. Just going for those extra draws. Second Super Scoop Up. Heads again. I just want an energy here. One of the best things about the Mega Sceptile deck is the ability to accelerate energy. You can put down 3 per turn when you're attacking with Jagged Saber, which is unrivaled in any other sort of deck, except for Max Elixir and maybe Baby Veltal in YGZ. Now he uses Professor's Letter to get his energy. I assume it's because he didn't have any in hand. He evolves the Spheal into Celio. Now right here my position is looking pretty good. I have 3 energy on the board as opposed to his 1. I have a Mega Sceptile ready to go with only 30 damage. So I Lysander out the Aurorus. I feel like I can take it before he will be able to retreat it. And be able to accelerate energy all the while. I Ultra Ball here because I want the Ariados. I want to be able to get out that tick damage onto this Aurorus in case I have to hit it with an Unseen Claw later for a KO. It does have 170 HP, so I will not be able to one-hit kill it with the Jagged Saber from Mega Sceptile. Now here is a big misplay. I did not say to activate Poisonous Nest. My opponent took that as Poisonous Nest was not activated, which is understandable. So we did not put the poison damage on the Aurorus. He does have the Olympia in hand, which is very interesting. Pulls back that Aurorus, heals 30 damage, and puts Celio out in front. Okay, so he hits me. I'm now paralyzed. And it switches over to 60 damage. Let's see what we can do here. I just Mega Evolved to end the turn. It's a good use of the paralysis because I wasn't able to attack or retreat anyway. He puts down a Glaceon EX, which I am very intimidated by because obviously my Mega Sceptiles cannot attack that Glaceon after it uses its attack that negates all damage to itself by evolved Pokemon. So to kill that Glaceon, I know I'm going to have to be forced to use regular Sceptile without it Mega Evolved, of which I have none on the field. I want to try to pick up prizes as quick as I can, so I Lysander out that Aurorus to the front. Now I was paralyzed, so I didn't attack, but I felt that Aurorus wouldn't be able to retreat. And I was correct. He did use the Delinquent, but it was extremely devastating to me because I only had 3 cards in hand, 2 Versus Seekers, and 1 Ultra Ball. I'm left with 0 cards in hand and had to discard 2 of my 4 Versus Seekers without having used them. And now here I'm just trying to stall. I've got no cards. I actually don't activate Poisonous Nest because I do not want to kill that Aurorus. I want to keep it out on the field with me safe. So I do enough damage to have it 1 away from death, and I sit. Just taking a look at my discard here. Let's see what we can grab. All right. And here come the plays. I'm going to be able to get 3 energy from my discard pile off of that Fisherman. Attach 1 for turn onto the Mega Sceptile active position. Jagged Saber for a knockout, and attach 2 energy to charge up my other Mega Sceptile on the bench. And now I have a good number of cards in hand. Hopefully I can make something happen. So he Crystal Rays here, 70 damage, prevents all damage from evolution Pokemon. But now I do have a Sceptile on the bench, not charged up, but it is a threat. I'm able to get off a Sycamore, see what I have. Plenty of energy, it looks like. Poison the Glaceon with Poisonous Nest. Now, part of the thing of Glacial Ray is that it prevents damage done to the defending Pokemon, but it does not negate the effects of attacks. So I do Jagged Saber and attach the energy to my Sceptile on the bench, even though it does no damage. Now the turn switches and 1 damage goes on to Glaceon for poison. I'm anxious to see what he can do. If he has a Lysander in hand to bring out that Sceptile and do some damage before I'm able to KO the Glaceon, it could be a turning factor in the game. But looking at his field, there's not enough damage. Except that Walrein is a big hitter. Hard to get out, but he managed to do it. Just because I failed to see it as a threat early on in the game. Now here he goes for Second Bite to try to get more damage onto Sceptile. It does 90 damage, brings me up to a high damage counter, but very questionable move on his part. I think it was a misplay that cost him the match. Because here I'm just able to retreat the Sceptile, bring out the other Mega Sceptile, and heal all that damage he just caused onto it, where he could have just done 70 and negated all damage and been able to stall for another turn. He knows a lot of my Versus Seekers are in my discard. 2 Lysanders are in my discard. No one really plays more than 2 in a deck. He had no reason to be scared. I'd pull out the energy retrieval to get that energy that I need. And I Jagged Saber for damage onto his Glaceon. And put the energy on my other Mega Sceptile, heal all damage from it, and I'm back in a very positive position. Something he has to be scared of is that Ash Greninja on the bench is weak to grass typing. And so if I kill this Glaceon, he can't put that out. He's forced to put out Walrein. And I do have 3 prizes left. If I kill 1 more Pokemon and then Lysander for that Ash Greninja, the game's done. And that is something he's trying to do. He's trying to stall the game so that he can build up his Pokemon to try to kill me before I can get off that Lysander. Another retreat, bringing out the basic Sceptile because he did Crystal Ray last turn and I want to pick up that prize. And that's a KO. Pick up my 2 prize, left with 1 left, and he's in a tough situation here, but he brings out the Walrein. Now that Walrein's attack does cost 3 energy, he has 2 on him. If he has 1 in hand, he can get it off. He goes for the first attack with Walrein that only does 50 damage. Not really scared of that. And there's the Versus Seeker. Lysander out that Ash Greninja. Poisonous Nest. And a KO. And that's a good game. Now in his deck I really would have liked to see maybe an Octillery. I think it would have meshed well with a lot of his non-EX Pokemon. Allowed him to have good prize exchange and draw cards. He is a new player. You have to understand that Octilleries are quite expensive and a little bit intimidating for people coming into the game, but I feel it would be worth it for him. And I thought it was a fun match. It was funky. You know, the stalls were interesting, and overall, great game. This has been CXC Pokemon TCG. Feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you liked the video, or if you really liked it, subscribe. I promise there's more videos on the way. See you around.